The glass slipped from my hand, shattering against the hardwood floor, red wine pooling like blood at my feet. Her words hung in the air, sharp and unyielding, slicing through the haze of her birthday candles still flickering on the dining table. "You said I could ask for anything," Sarah whispered, her voice trembling with a strange mix of defiance and guilt. "I want a night with a player." My chest tightened, the room tilting as if the ground itself had betrayed me. A player. The phrase burned, conjuring images of slick charmers and reckless nights. But it was her eyes, glittering with something I couldn't name, that pinned me in place, unable to speak, unable to breathe. The dining room smelled of rosemary and roasted lamb, the remnants of the dinner I'd spent hours preparing to make tonight perfect. Her favorite jazz playlist hummed softly from the speakers, but it felt mocking now, each note a reminder of the intimacy I thought we shared. I stared at her, my wife of 7 years, her auburn hair catching the candlelight, her lips parted as if waiting for me to absolve her. "What do you mean?" I managed, my voice hoarse, clinging to the hope this was some cruel joke. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she traced the rim of her wineglass, her fingers trembling, and I saw it then, a flicker of hesitation, a crack in her resolve. "A player," she repeated, softer now, her gaze dropping to the table. "Someone who lives for the moment. No strings, no promises. Just one night." My stomach churned, while rising as I tried to parse her words. Was this a fantasy? A test? Or had I been blind to something festering beneath our life together? I thought of our mornings tangled in bed, her laughter at my terrible puns, the way she'd clutch my hand during thunderstorms. How could that Sarah, my Sarah, ask for this? I forced a laugh, brittle and hollow. "Is this about that book club you joined? Some spicy novel messing with your head?" I wanted her to laugh too, to roll her eyes and call me an idiot, but she didn't. She looked at me, her green eyes glassy, and said, "It's not a book, Tom. It's me. I need something else. Just once." The words landed like a fist, knocking the air from my lungs. I sank into the chair across from her, the room shrinking, the walls pressing in with the weight of her confession. The next hour blurred. I asked questions, stupid, desperate ones. Who was he? Did she already know him? Was it someone from work? She shook her head, her answers vague, maddeningly incomplete. "It's not about anyone specific," she said, twisting her napkin into knots. "It's about feeling alive. Like I'm more than just a wife, a co-worker, a checklist." Her words stung, each one a tiny betrayal, unraveling the life I thought we'd built. I wanted to scream, to demand why I wasn't enough, but fear held me back. What if her answer broke me completely? The house felt different now, its warmth tainted. The creak of the floorboards, the faint hum of the refrigerator. They were too loud, too real, grounding me in a moment I wanted to escape. I replayed our years together, searching for cracks I'd missed. There was that night 6 months ago when she'd come home late, her cheeks flushed, claiming a work dinner had run long. Or the way she'd started locking her phone, something she'd never done before. Small things easily dismissed then, but now they loomed, jagged and accusing. I stood, pacing to the window, the city lights blurring through the glass. "Why tell me this?" I asked, my voice cracking. "Why not just do it? Why make me part of it?" Sarah's breath hitched, and when I turned, I saw tears streaking her face. "Because I love you," she said, her voice breaking. I didn't want to lie. I thought, maybe you'd understand. Understand? The word was absurd, a cruel twist of the knife. I loved her so fiercely it hurt, and yet here she was, asking for permission to shatter me. The night dragged on, each moment heavier than the last. We sat in silence, the candles burning low, wax dripping onto the tablecloth like tears. I wanted to hate her, to storm out and never look back, but love is a stubborn thing, clinging even when it should let go. I thought of the boy I'd been when we met, awkward, unsure, certain she was too good for me. She'd chosen me anyway, hadn't she? Or had I been a placeholder? A safe choice until she craved something wilder? "Do you want a divorce?" I asked finally, the question tasting like ash. She flinched, her hands gripping the table's edge. "No," she whispered. "I want us. I need this, Tom. I don't know why, but I do." Her honesty was a paradox, brutal yet vulnerable, A plea wrapped in betrayal. I wondered if this was my fault, if I'd been too predictable, too comfortable. Had I dulled the spark she'd once loved? I don't know why I didn't leave then. Maybe it was the way her voice trembled, or the memory of her hand in mine during my father's funeral, steady when I was crumbling. Instead, I said, "Tell me everything. No more half-truths." She hesitated, then nodded, and the story spilled out. A colleague's friend, a charming stranger at a bar last month, a fleeting conversation that left her feeling seen in a way I hadn't made her feel in years. There was no affair, not yet, but the desire was there, a seed planted and growing. The air grew thick with her words, each one a weight on my chest. I saw her in that bar laughing, her eyes bright with possibility, and I hated how vividly I could picture it. I hated that I could understand, just a little, the pull of something new when life feels like a loop of routines. But understanding didn't dull the pain. It sharpened it, made it personal. Morning crept in, gray and unforgiving, the candles long since burned out. Sarah reached for my hand, but I pulled away, the motion instinctive. "What now?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She didn't answer, and in her silence, I saw the truth. She didn't know. Neither did I. But as I looked at her, exhaustion etched into her face, I realized the betrayal wasn't just hers. I'd betrayed myself, ignoring the signs, pretending our life was flawless when it was fraying at the edges. Then came the twist, the one I hadn't seen coming. My phone buzzed on the table, a notification lighting up the screen. A text from an unknown number. I know what she asked for. I know because she asked me first. My blood ran cold. The room spinning as I read it again. Sarah's eyes widened, her face paling as she saw the screen. "Tom, she started, but I was already standing, the phone trembling in my hand. The stranger wasn't a stranger. The betrayal wasn't a fantasy. It was real. And it had a name.